All right, next up we have viewtyjoe with the run of Graze Counter, Arcade Pacifist. Pacifist in heavy quotes. I hope you are going to explain that.
All right, so this is Graze Counter, released in 2017 by Bikuri Software. So this is actually the start of the 2017 block. That's our joke for now. So I will be playing the game on pacifist mode. All pacifist mode is that it disables your primary shot. However, we'll be playing as a character type who has other weapons. Fortunately or unfortunately for us, they only work when we're grazing, which is kind of the name of the game. For those not familiar with shmups, I'll get loaded up here. So we'll be using Type 3, who has option bits which shoot when we're grazing. And we'll be using the auto shield option because it's a very safe option. This is just control stuff, it doesn't matter. I'll be playing on arcade, and I hold up here and it says pacifist, and there we go.
Okay, just give me a countdown, or as close as you can get to timer start.
All right, as soon as I gain control, basically. So... go. All right, so the plot of this game doesn't make any sense. I'm not even going to try and explain it. But basically, we're going to sit really near to bullets. Any bullet that hits our sprite, but not our hitbox, which is the line of yellow on my ship, will graze. And when I'm grazing, my option bits will shoot bullets at whatever they feel like shooting at. I believe it's whatever's closest to that specific bit, so they will choose different targets. It's kind of fascinating. The other important thing is I have a lovely bar at the bottom that says Graze Counter. If I hit the B button, that still works. It shoots a giant laser. I'm invincible for the duration of the laser. So a lot of the game is charging up the laser and using it to get through patterns maybe that you don't want to deal with. The important part is the thing is the game is scoring. You have a multiplier that goes up when you're grazing. It caps at 1,000, which is where I'm at. So basically, I want to keep grazing as much as possible so that my multiplier chain never breaks, and so the multiplier never goes down. When we cancel bullets with the counter laser, they turn into yellow stars, which give us more points. We're not going to do that a lot except for on bosses, mostly because I'm only going to do it when I'm actually threatened. And most of stage 1 isn't terribly threatening for me. That was just awkward because I wasn't getting any grazes. These guys always drop a set of power-ups. If you've ever played Shorin Shot, it's similar to that, except you can't grab all of them at once. We're going to sit here and wait as long as possible. The boost will not actually work, but I'll feel bad if I don't. No, it did actually work this time. That's a rarity. It normally doesn't work in the boss transition. I must have got it like frame perfect. So this is our first boss. We're going to see some entirely unthreatening spread patterns to start off with. I'm just going to counter this because I'm in the mood to do more damage.
This does have slightly less bullets than Dodonpachi did.
Only at the start. They are mostly, for the by and large, going to be much slower moving than Dodonpachi's. In the upper left, you can also see my rank level. This game has dynamic rank. It caps out at 100. We will hit 100 somewhere between stages 4 and stage 5. This is actually I would say a fairly casual bullet hell game, or Danmaku game. So if you're interested in the genre, this is pretty forgiving. The novice difficulty is really friendly and the auto shield option gives you basically a free hit in between. Oh, I forgot to hit confirm between levels. I'm waiting for it to time out. So this is stage 2. This introduces us to lovely rotating cubes. You're going to see a million of them. The important thing is that ships and enemies also have collision. We can graze those too. So you'll see these lovely cubes here. I can graze those. It shoots stuff. It's very handy. So when I said this is a pacifist run, I was actually lying. We're going to kill pretty much everything I can. We're going to blow up as many ships as possible because I want all of their tasty, tasty points.
I mean, it's their fault for being filled with so many points. They were just worth less points.
It's their fault by being created by the Evil A, which could have 2.4 million people, which we're trying to rescue those people. That's 2.4 million.
Huh?
That is the exact number. It is mentioned in the Steam page.
That's very specific somehow.
Yes, they were all connected to the server when it went evil, apparently, and somehow they're hostages. So if you remember the laser wheels from Dodonpachi, if you're watching earlier today, we have some bullet wheels that I'm going to be dealing with slightly later in the level. However, since I have this lovely counter laser which shoots for like 3 seconds, not as much of a problem, especially because it fills up very quickly. There, I'm refilled. I just needed that boost. Also, because the bullet wheels are invincible, I can farm a lot of stars off of them by lasering into them. If I was super heavy score running, which I'm not quite into yet, although as far as I'm aware, I have the technical world record because no one else is recording scores for this on this particular mode with this particular character. So there's my claim to fame.
So are you saying incoming world record at a marathon run?
If I beat my PB, yes, that would be a world record. We were looking for like 700 million, I think, would be the number. That one digit, that digit's at the 1 on the far left. If that turns into a 7, we're doing good. My last practice was about 6.8. If I no miss, well, it'll probably be a new record for me. Oh, that froze a second earlier than I was expecting, so I was ready to dodge, and I was caught by surprise. I am surprised with some of these grazes I'm getting away with. This is awkward. So again, the important thing is when I'm counter lasering, I have full immunity. I can just pass through solid objects. I don't care. But because I have the options that shoot when I'm grazing, it helps me make very short work of bosses, which is the biggest issue in pacifist modes as far as I'm concerned. So those are our first 2 stages. They're very tasty warm-up. Things are about to get a bit more intense here coming stage 3. Stage 3, maximum speed. We're going to see a lot of enemies that shoot just big straight lines of bullets. Apologize, I'm a little quiet here, just focusing. So the important thing to know is while my ship is flashing this lovely purple color, I do hit this, my auto shield is up, so I can take a hit without dying. I will know there's a sound cue if there was. I finally ate a hit. I was impressed I made it through stage 2 without taking a hit. Usually I eat a hit in stage 2. And so until this lovely clock around my ship fills up, I am vulnerable to death. So I'm going to play a little bit safer. But as we can see, with lots of straight lines, as long as I position myself fairly safely, that was not straight lines there, friend. And the game gives me a lovely 1-up. Then I graze them. Now we're going to fight another ship from the game. I'm going to have 6 icicles in alternating patterns to start off, and then the ship will come and show up and be vulnerable. And I will not shoot my laser early because I've shot my laser early in every practice run. Because mostly we're just going to sit down here as much as possible, farm up my laser, and use my laser. And now we're going to get, hit scan lasers.
Can you graze those?
Not recommended. But yes.
That's
now
not a no.
Yes, we need to go up to the top. She's going to shoot out some lovely spread shots, which we can graze. I'm going to try not to because I prefer not die. And then, now we get these lovely seeking icicles. Whoops. She came over a bit further than I expected. I was not in a great position there. Unfortunately, my option bits are not so good at tracking this enemy, so as you see, I'm having to rely mostly on the laser. There we go. That was just enough laser. So each stage kind of has an effective theme. Stage 3 was the straight line shots. Stage 4 is going to be the giant lasers. So as you can see, I'm up at 9 lives. I'm not aware of an upper cap on lives, and you can get extends pretty freely in Novice. I've had life counts upwards of 20 on Novice. Arcade is a little bit more stingy about lives. But if I'm doing well, I'll probably end up like with 10 to 12 sock.
You get extra score bonus for all those left at the end, too?
You sure do. I hate to hit. I'm bad. Hello, laser friend. Obviously, heavily telegraphed giant lasers are in fact our friend in Graze Counter. If you haven't realized, pretty much anything which shoots anything which is easy track is my friend. I appreciate that he keeps shooting his laser even after he's blowing up. Like, what a pal. Yeah, that was bad. And there's death. Which is okay, we're gonna die a couple times. And mostly my goal is to make them as unembarrassing as possible. Please, come back on the screen. I need to shoot you.
He's got somewhere to be. Dinner plans.
So now I'm in an unfortunate position scoring-wise because my multiplier's gone down from 1,000. And I'm just, yeah, that's a mess. I got cheeky there and suffered. And then while I'm invincible, I can't graze, which is problematic. Okay, that's just me being bad now. I'm getting greedy. I'm just gonna clear that up. Here we go. This is our 4th boss, Devil Purple. All the boss names are announced. This is very Rising-esque in some ways, that you get the name of every boss and the name of every song at the beginning of the stage, or when the song changes. Is this my laser? Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of, that was fun. There we go, there's the score extend. So the last button I've used, or the button I haven't used yet, lets me slow my movement down. I needed that for that waggling back and forth pattern to better stay in. And we're already on to the last stage. This is just one loop, 5 stages. This is my favorite stage, though. Dominion Feather is actually really fun. There's some fun graphical effects for like a vertically scrolling shooter with like only one background layer. So that. Now we do our first big barrel roll. Whee! And this guy, who was a mid-boss, I think, from stage 1, shows up in the background. Oh, hey, here he is. And then I believe we're going to barrel roll straight back the other way. Yep. See our buddy ship here that we beat up earlier. She's like, I feel bad about trying to kill you earlier, so here's power up. Wait for that. Yeah, I was kind of out of bullets there where I wanted to be, so just laser across. That's the other things with the laser, it's very easy to cut out of bad patterns. And now we're flying up. Here's all the ships, including us. That's us. Kind of weird doppelganger situation there. And we're going to wait a really long time here for enemies to start showing up before I grab this boost. Right about now. Yeah. So we want some giant lasers. I need to kill this ship. That was probably a bad laser. These guys are back to kill me. And we're off. This is the final power-up ship before the final two bosses. So I'll always take a free one-up. So I have 12 lives to kill before I game over. So as you can see, a little forgiving. Of course, this isn't the hardest difficulty, but this is like the standard. This is a standard difficulty. So this is Final Guard. He's going to do some cool stuff. I don't know how to describe it, but it's going to be cool. I'm going to slowly edge left here until I need to cut back. Nah, I just want the stars. That was just me not looking. That was just my bad. Some big bullets. He specifically laser when you would shoot them downwards at us. Okay, that was bad driving. Anytime now. I would like to save my laser because there's another boss, the true final boss. I mean, it's not like you have to do anything special to fight the last boss, it just shows up. Yeah, I don't think we're on pace for a great score. It'll be adequate, though. 522 million is not bad. This is the final boss, Bullet Angel. Bullet Angel has some patterns of her own, but she'll also replicate most of the earlier boss gimmicks, including Final Guardians that we just saw. Oop.
Spicy.
Yeah, I told you, it does get a little denser. I need the laser there. I was in those bullets. This is probably my favorite pattern she does. Oh, I was lasering. I'm kind of offended by that. Yeah, and then there's the boss. So that's fine.
1734.
That's about how long it takes. So yeah, nice quick shmup. In and out, nice and quick. Let's see, 9. Yeah, 590 million. That is not my best performance by any means, but it's within 100 million. Doesn't take a lot. Here's some lovely credits.
There's already been some mention of this being in SBC at some point.
It hasn't been in SBC yet, but I certainly have put it up there once or twice. I think it's a good game. It's on sale right now until October 11th, as well as any other shmup published by Henteco, I believe is the Henteco Dojin is the publisher from Japan. They've been publishing a lot of Dojin games from Japan to wider release on Steam, including the seminal Dojin hit Hellsinker, which is another game I love. That is actually a current SBC shmup. So we don't have to watch all these credits, though. And so, that's it.
All right, very good. Thanks, Beauty. Next up, we have a run of Blossom Tales, all bosses by Enchantress of Numbers. Like I said before, we're going to try to rapid fire these as quickly as possible since we've already got the PC set up and ready. It'll take just a couple minutes. Be back in a bit.